All right, back to it now. Title IX is designed to protect women and girls. That's what it's for, to protect women and girls. And yet it's been twisted to protect those that pretend they're women and girls. Nicole Neily is the president of Parents Defending Education. She joins me now. Big ruling by the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Nikki, nice to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so where am I wrong? Title IX was created to make sure that girls and women had equal opportunity in sports and education and other places. And yet now, apparently, if you pretend you're a girl, then you're protected under Title IX. At least that is the push by the radical fringe left. But what happened in the 11th Circuit?
Yes, you're totally right. Title IX was written in 1972. It's 37 words, meant to protect discrimination on the basis of sex in education, period. So in the 90s, it was, all right, we're getting rid of the wrestling team, the men's wrestling team, because they're not a women's wrestling team, equal. That is all different now because you're totally right. Now, the Biden-Harris administration has interpreted the word sex in that to mean sexual orientation and gender identity. And so anything from calling somebody the wrong pronoun through to sports, bathrooms, locker rooms, scholarships, that is all open to gender identity. And that's why we see biological males having a place on the podium, taking those scholarship opportunities away from the girls it was intended to help.
You know, I asked this of a gentleman earlier here on the program, talking about a different topic, but when did the folks in these liberal bastions get so damn dumb? I mean, when did we get so damn stupid? I mean, honestly. I mean, if I identify as a horse, am I protected by the Department of Agriculture?
Sadly, we've heard more than a few stories about kids that identify as animals and then receive accommodations in schools based on that. We have yet to find concrete proof or emails according showing that, but it is definitely concerning. Fortunately, the federal judiciary has stepped in. A number of states across the country and organizations like mine have stepped in to sue and say, not only was this done in an incorrect manner, if you're going to interpret the plain text of a statute, that has to be done by Congress. It cannot be done by just an administrative agency and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, but that it actually has to. So we worry about that. And also the fact that this massive rewrite and reinterpretation of this 1972 statute also stomps on both the First Amendment as well as due process. I mean, this is really a wholesale reorganization of the educational system done, as President Obama used to say, with a pen and a phone, which is absolutely inappropriate.
Well, which is exactly. But what is weird about this? I mean, I'm on Main Street America a lot. And look, if some, and I see this, you know, you see some dude wearing a mau, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. Did you want to wear a dress? I don't care. But don't make me, I don't have to play along with your make-believe deal. And I don't want your son, who's wearing a dress to school, to run in the track meet in the girls' meet. I'm sorry, the answer is no, absolutely not. Period. I mean, it's just pretty simple stuff, isn't it? And you know what the thing is, Nikki? I don't think the Democrats buy it either. Oh, we've got to be all-inclusive. That's crap. They know it, and so do we. All know it's crap, don't we?
Absolutely. Rank and file Americans, you look at polling, this is one of the few issues that really is like an 80-20, 90-10 issue. So spanning political lines, spanning racial lines, people don't like this. We've all seen the videos of the girl having the volleyball spiked in her face, right? Of the woman on the girls on the podium below glaring up at the man standing above them with the first place trophy. And so it really does animate a lot of people on a very kind of core base level. So that's really concerning. It's funny that Democratic leadership, though, is the one that's really out of step on this, and they're the ones that are shoving this down everybody's throat. And so,
yes. So what does this mean? What does this ruling mean in the 11th Circuit? This preliminary injunction. Where does it go from here, and what's its impact? Do we end up at the Supreme Court finally saying, look, Title IX is there to protect females, biological females. We don't care what you dress up or what you call yourself. If you got 173 pronouns, don't care. They're meaningless jumbles of letters. They don't mean anything, actually. But women and girls do mean something, and we're going to protect them as we decided to do in 1972. Are we going to do that?
Yeah, so last week, the 11th Circuit granting a preliminary injunction in this case means that as of today, the Biden and Harris administration's Title IX rules are only in effect in 24 of the 50 states around the country. Less than half the country has their rule taken effect, which is staggering. It really shows the lawlessness of this action. And I think you're right. You know, we cannot continue like that where, okay, you live in California, you're subject to one set of rules. You live in Texas, you're subject to another. And so I think you're right. This is likely going to have to end up at the Supreme Court. Probably the pace at which that happens will hinge on the November elections. If President Trump is reelected, it's unlikely that they will appeal what is likely to be a permanent injunction put in place by the Sixth Circuit. If Vice President Harris is elected, absolutely they will litigate this to the bitter, bloody end. But frankly, I don't like their chances on this. And
I don't like their chances either. And here's the thing. If Donald Trump wins and gets control of the Senate and the House, then I suggest strongly that new statutes are put into place to strengthen Title IX, not weaken it, and to make it crystal clear that this kind of silliness and stupidity will stop now. Nikki, I'll give you the last word.
You know what? Every session of Congress, they have tried to change, radical progressives have tried to change the language to codify their gender identity things. It always goes down in flames because it's not a winning electoral issue. It's not a winning popular issue. And so, they because they can't win by playing by the rules, they have to go and do dirty tricks like this. In the end, justice will prevail.
There you go. Nicole Neily, always appreciate you being here. Thank you.